Hello everyone. This video presents a notable event that happened on each day from the past week in history. On May 18, 1944, Soviet leader Joseph Stalin ordered the deportation of the Tatar population of the Crimea to faraway Uzbekistan. Stalin, who accused the Tatars of collaborating with the German army that had invaded Ukraine and the USSR, had women, children, and also Communist Party members and members of the Soviet armed forces relocated. Like other ethnic groups in Ukraine, the Tatars had come from somewhere else originally, in this case a Turkic people that had settled in the peninsula from the 13th to the 17th centuries, joining other Turkic people that had settled the area centuries earlier. Stalin and the Soviets were ruthless people, especially toward Ukraine and Ukrainian people of all stripes. This legacy is evidenced today by the policies of Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, a former KGB officer, toward Ukraine with his war to occupy Crimea and the rest of Ukraine. On May 19, 1959, the North Vietnamese Army formed Group 559 and gave the group the job of establishing a reliable supply route for NVA and Viet Cong forces in South Vietnam. The result became the Ho Chi Minh Trail, a network of roads and footpaths used by the Communist North to funnel people and supplies to the south via Laos and Cambodia. Called by the American spy group the NSA one of the great achievements of military engineering of the 20th century, the Ho Chi Minh Trail was a constant target of U.S. bombing, but was never shut down. Another great military road is the Alcan Highway, or simply the Alaska Highway, built at an emergency pace under extreme conditions in early World War II to allow the U.S. military overland access to Alaska through western Canada. About one-third of the U.S. Army soldiers building the 1,700-mile highway were African Americans. On May 20th, 1927, Charles Lindbergh took off on his non-stop solo transatlantic flight, a flight into aviation history. 5 years later, in 1932, Amelia Earhart took off on her flight as the first female pilot to fly non-stop solo across the Atlantic. Numerous great aviation milestones have been achieved, including around-the-world flights, solar-powered flights, altitude and speed records, and other great feats of aviation skill and technology. We wonder if any of the following might be the next great aviation milestone. Practical clean aircraft, such as electric or hydrogen-powered. Supersonic airliners without the sonic boom or high cost. Economical seating without incredible discomfort. Vertical takeoff and landing airliners, crash-survivable airliners, and submarine-launched warplanes. What aviation milestones would you like to see? Please let us know in the comments. On May 21, 2005, Six Flags Great Adventure became home to the tallest roller coaster in the world. Called King Ka, the 456-foot-tall steel ride eclipsed Ohio's Cedar Point's Top Thrill dragster for the height crown, and boasted a top speed of 128 miles per hour. The world of roller coasters is not stagnant, and the title of the fastest coaster today is held by Formula Rossa in Abu Dhabi, with a top speed of 149 miles per hour. At 1.29 miles, Formula Rossa is the second longest coaster, beaten by Steel Dragon's 1.54 miles in Japan. Roller coasters are the premier amusement park ride, although other rides can also be thrilling or fun. Besides speed, acceleration, loops, tight turns, and flying upside down, another measure of a coaster is the maximum drop in height, currently held by King Ka at 418 feet. What is your favorite roller coaster? Please let us know in the comments. On May 22, 2021, what may be the saddest and most bizarre event to strike an athletic competition in progress occurred in Gansu, China. An ultra-marathon held in the Yellow River Stone Forest was the final race for 21 of the 172 long-distance runners competing in the 100-kilometer race. During the race, the weather had turned cold. Rain and possibly graupel, a form of frozen rain, pelted the hapless runners as temperatures dipped from an apparent 34 degrees Fahrenheit to about 23 degrees Fahrenheit in wind gusts between 47 and 55 miles per hour. Running so far in rain whipped by such a stiff wind is difficult, but coupled with the cold, the runners lost too much body heat and 21 of the competitors died of hypothermia after collapsing at a checkpoint. Rescue personnel did not arrive for several hours, although oddly enough it was the slow runners that survived. What is the farthest you have ever run? Please let us know in the comments. On May 23, 1939, the submarine USS Squalus demonstrated the dangers faced by submarine sailors even in peacetime. Squalus was commissioned in March of 1939 with a length of 310 feet and a normal crew of 5 officers and 54 enlisted men. With 4 bow torpedo tubes and 4 more aft, Squalus was a formidable warrior, boasting a 3-inch gun and 4 machine guns. After completing a series of test dives, Squalus once again dove on May 23, 1939, and suffered the catastrophic failure of her fresh air intake valve, partly flooding the sub, drowning 26 men, and sinking the sub in 243 feet of water. A rescue effort was mounted using a new McCann rescue chamber and divers using a revolutionary mix of helium and oxygen in their air tanks. All 32 surviving crewmen and a civilian observer were rescued. On May 24, 1993, Cardinal Juan Jesus Posadas Ocampo, a Mexican Roman Catholic Archbishop of the See of Guadalajara, was gunned down by 14 bullets while at the Guadalajara International Airport, allegedly because he was mistaken for drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman by rival drug cartel gunmen out to assassinate El Chapo. 6 other people were killed along with the Cardinal, allegedly by Mexican-American contract killers hired by the Tijuana cartel to kill the head of the Sinaloa cartel, Guzman. In spite of the carnage wrought that day, nobody has ever been convicted and punished for the murders. No high-profile murder is complete without conspiracy theories, and in this case, the theory goes that the Mexican government actually had Cardinal Posadas murdered to hide a connection between corrupt Mexican officials and the drug cartels in human trafficking operations. What do you believe? As a question for my students and subscribers, which event from this past week in history would you most like to learn more about? Please let me know in the comment section below this video. If you liked this video and would like to receive notification of new videos, please feel welcome to subscribe to History in Headlines and become one of our patrons. Your viewership is much appreciated. For image, audio, and other credits and attributions for components of the individual videos in this compilation, please see the descriptions of their respective videos, which are linked to in this video's description.